In this video, we're going to take a look at matrices and specifically how to add, subtract, transpose, multiply by a constant multiple. And the first thing I want to look at is the dimensions of a matrice. So M is going to represent the number of rows, N will represent the number of columns, and then the dimension of a matrice will be written as M times N. So here in our first problem we have the matrice on the left and the matrice on the right, and both of them are 2 by 2. So we have 2 by 2 and 2 by 2. And whenever you're adding or subtracting matrices, you have to have the same dimensions. So since our dimensions are the same, we can add these. And what we're going to do is add the number that's in the same location in each. So we have 5 plus 4 is equal to 9. 1 plus 3 is equal to 4. 3 plus 2 is equal to 5. 2 plus 5 is equal to 7. So you can see, since we're adding the same number in the same location and putting it back in the same location, the dimensions have to be exactly the same. And the same with subtraction. The dimensions have to be the same. And again, we have a 2 by 2 minus a 2 by 2. So we're going to do 7 minus 4 is 3. 1 minus a negative 1, or 1 plus 1, is 2. 3 minus 4 is negative 1. And 6 minus 8 is negative 2. So when adding and subtracting, the first thing you want to do is make sure the dimensions are the same before you start working. In the next example, I have a constant multiple. So we're going to multiply this entire matrice by 3. So we're going to multiply every number in the matrice by 3. So we have 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 6 is 18. 3 times 5 is 15 again. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 4 is 12. And then 3 times 0 is 0. So the dimensions of the matrice doesn't matter when you're doing a constant multiple. You just multiply that number out front times everything in the matrice. The next example I want to look at is transpose. And when we transpose a function, you're going to see it written, if our matrix is A, then the transpose is A superscript T. So we're going to take every row and make it the column, and all the columns become rows. So when I'm doing a transpose, I'll look across row 1 and I'll make it my column 1. So if 1, 2, 3 is my row in A, it becomes my column in A transpose. And then row 2 is 4, 5, 6. So column 2 in my transpose becomes 4, 5, 6. And then my row 3 is 7, 8, 9, and it becomes my column 3 in my transpose. In this last example, I want to combine some of the stuff we've learned. So we have A is equal to 6, negative 3, 2, 4, and B is negative 1, 1, 3, negative 2. So, and I want to find 2 times A transpose minus B transpose. So the first thing we want to do is find the transpose. So we have A transpose is equal to, and the first row is 6, negative 3, so that becomes my first column. And then row 2 is 2, 4, and it becomes my second column. And B transpose is equal to negative 1, 1, and 3, negative 2. And now I want to set up the problem we're trying to solve. So we're trying to find 2 times 6, 2, negative 3, 4, minus negative 1, 3, 1, negative 2. So the first thing we want to do is multiply our constant multiple through our A transpose. So we're going to have 12, 4, negative 6, and 8, minus negative 1, 3, 1, negative 2. And now we can do our subtraction. So we have 12 minus a negative 1 is 13. Negative 6 minus 1 is negative 7. 4 minus 3 is 1. And 8 minus a negative 2 is 10. And that completes our video on addition, subtraction, transposing, and constant multiples of matrices.